If you are building a SaaS product and still treating integrations as a later problem, you are not just underestimating the effort. You are blocking growth before it starts. Let me put it simply. Your customers already use a stack of tools. They have got CRMs for customer data, ERPs for finance and operations, maybe Slack for communication, and definitely something for authentication. If your SaaS cannot connect with those tools out of the box, or at least make it easy, you are going to get disqualified from deals before the demo is even over. Hello everyone, I'm Swarnendu. Over the past 18 years, I have helped build and scale more than 250 SaaS platforms from bootstrapped MVP to enterprise-grade systems. And if there is one silent killer of product adoption I have seen again and again, it is the lack of proper integration strategy. In this video, I'll break it all down. What type of integrations really matter? Where SaaS teams usually struggle and why? The technical architecture I recommend to make integration scalable, and what the top SaaS companies are doing right with integrations. If you are a founder, product leader, or architect working on a SaaS product, please stay with me. This might change the way you look at your roadmap. Now let's start with the foundation. Why are integrations such a big deal today? Because in 2025, no one is buying tools, they are buying systems. Your product is just one part of how your customer operates. And unless it fits into the bigger workflow they already use, it will not become essential. Even small businesses now run on a stack of 5 to 10 core platforms. You are not replacing those, you are joining them. The easier you make that process, the faster your product becomes sticky. And this doesn't just help post-scale. It changes the entire sales cycle. Good integrations help your champions internally justify the purchase. Bad integration get your product stuck in IT review for months or killed altogether. Now we know why integration matters. Let's talk about what needs to be integrated. This isn't about just a checklist of APIs. It's about connecting your product to the most critical part of your customer's daily operations. Here are some core categories I look at when advising SaaS teams. Number one, CRMs. This is where the sales and the customer success teams live. Your product data needs to show up there if it supports revenue, retention, or customer health. Second, ERPs and accounting systems. These run finance, procurement, HR, compliance. If you are in B2B SaaS and aiming for larger clients, this becomes a major integration point. Third, authentication and provisioning. Single sign-on, SCIM, OAuth 2. Enterprise clients will not touch your product without secure access and automated user provisioning. Fourth, payment and subscription systems. Stripe, ChargeBee, RazorePay. You need to handle trials, upgrade, usage-based pricing and invoices cleanly and reliably. Fifth, messaging and workflow tools like Slack, MS Teams, Gmail. Think about approvals, alerts, or reminders. Any friction you can reduce boosts adoption. Sixth, analytics and reporting. If your clients are data-driven, they will want to pull reports into Power BI, Looker, or even spreadsheets. So guys, do not try to build them all at once, but know which 3-4 your ideal customers will ask for and plan for those first. Now let's see where the SaaS teams struggle. What are the common mistakes? Even experienced teams run into integration issues, not because they cannot code, but because they treat integration as just a couple of API calls. Now here are the big traps I have seen. Number one, building for one customer at a time. You get a big deal, they want a custom connector to their internal ERP. Your team rushes to build it. And now you have got tightly coupled code that cannot be reused. Do that a few more times and you are stuck maintaining 5 one-off systems. Second, underestimating third-party API issues. Some APIs are poorly documented. Some are rate limited. Some change without notice. And if you build against this directly, your product becomes fragile and unpredictable. Third, security and compliance gaps. Pulling sensitive data like user identity, financials, or PII without encryption, proper access control, or audit logs, that's a blocker for enterprise clients. Not a maybe, a hard no. Fourth, no observability. What happens when your integration fails? Do you know instantly, or do you find out when your client emails support saying that, hey, the data is not syncing? Integrations are part of your product's reputation. If they are unreliable, your product looks unreliable, even when it is not your fault. So how do you avoid these traps and build integrations that scale? This is where the architecture pattern I follow for most SaaS products I work on. First, use an integration gateway layer. Instead of directly calling third-party APIs from your core app, route them through a dedicated service. This helps isolate failures, standardize retry logic, and avoid polluting your main code base with external specific hacks. Second, design integrations as plugins or modules. Every connector, whether for Salesforce, Slack, or Stripe, should be built like a standalone unit. Think feature flag plus config, not if-else jungle. Third, emit webhooks and expose APIs. It's not just about consuming others' data. You need to be integration friendly too. Expose clean APIs, publish webhook events, and make it easier for others to build on the top of your platform. Fourth, standardize authentication from the day one. Use WOAuth 2 for external integrations. For enterprise access, support SSO and SCIM. This reduces support tickets, improves trust, and makes you look enterprise ready even if you are still early stage. Fifth, build retry queues and alerting. Do not trust real-time responses from external APIs. Queue the request, retry on failure, log the status, and alert your team when something breaks. This is the difference between silent failures and operational confidence. This structure gives you the flexibility to grow and keeps integrations reliable even when external systems are not. Now let's talk about what the best companies are actually doing. Now this is not a theory. These are real examples I have studied and implemented patterns from. First, Slack. Slack didn't just allow integrations. They made it core to their product strategy. Their app directory, bot framework, and even subscriptions became the foundation for hundreds of products to launch on the top of Slack. Second, Notion. Notion took their time releasing APIs, but when they did, they made sure it was elegant, well documented, and extensible. Adoption exploded because developers actually wanted to build on the top of it. Third, Airtable. Airtable treated developers like partners. Their scripting engine, automation flows, and API access turned a simple product into a platform. Fourth, Freshdesk. Freshdesk gained rapid SMB traction because it integrated out of the box with accounting, CRM, and help desk tools, allowing businesses to switch without friction. Now, these companies did not just build features, they built ecosystems. So how do you should plan integration with your clients? Now here is what looks like in practice when I run consulting sprints or architecture planning for a SaaS team. We use a structured integration readiness sprint, which is part of my tech blueprint and SaaS success strategy framework. And that includes Mapping your ICP's existing software stack. Identifying the must-have integrations for sales readiness. Categorizing integrations into native middleware, for example, Tray.io or Workato or API only. Designing the gateway architecture and retry logic. Planning alerting, observability, and error handling. And defining versioning, rate limits, and deprecation strategies. The result is an integration roadmap that aligns with your GTM, scales with your customers, and actually supports sales conversations instead of delaying them. Integration is not just a side feature. It's a lever for scale, sales velocity, and customer retention. Products that integrate well win more deals, not because they do more, but because they work better with what customers already use. So if your SaaS isn't integration ready, it's not market ready. Guys, I would love to hear from you. What is the hardest integration you have worked on? What made it challenging? Please drop it in the comments. I read everyone. And if you want more real-world frameworks on SaaS architecture, pricing models, AI-powered features, please subscribe to the channel. No fluff, no theory, just what works. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.